Acquiring a business? BizNexus simplifies it. Access thousands of updated opportunities in our DIY marketplace or supercharge team sourcing with OmniSource, your all-in-one platform for on-market, off-market, and coming-soon deals. Scale smarter today. Learn more or book a demo at www.biznexus.com.
Disclaimer from the always present legal team. Podcast conversations don't necessarily reflect the views of BizNexus Incorporated. Everything you hear is informational news and updates from around the industry. We're not recommending any investments. We're not offering any investment advice. Be sure to do your own homework.
Ever heard of dry powder?
Is that some new kind of protein shake?
Haha, not quite. But it does pack a punch in the world of finance.
Oh, finance. Okay, you got me intrigued. Tell me more.
So we're taking a deep dive today into private equity.
All right.
Where, get this, billions are just sitting there waiting.
Billions? Waiting for what?
For the perfect moment to jump in and invest.
Sounds like someone's playing a high-stakes game.
You could say that. It's like a massive wave just about to crash on the investment landscape.
A wave? Where is this happening?
This is especially true in Europe. Get this. We're talking a whopping 300 billion ready to be deployed.
300 billion. Okay, now that's a tsunami, not just a wave.
Right. And what's even more interesting is where this tsunami is heading.
Okay, lay it on me. Where's all that money going?
The middle market.
Middle market, so not the giant corporations.
Nope.
Or the tiny startups.
Not those either.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Think companies valued between, let's say, £100 million and £5 billion.
So the businesses that really form the backbone of most industries.
Exactly. Now here's the question. Why haven't these firms invested this money yet? What's causing this buildup of dry powder?
Ah, yes, the mystery of the dry powder. Well, think back to 2023. 2024.
Okay, a couple of rough years.
Exactly. Debt was getting expensive and company values were dropping.
Bit of a roller coaster.
Investors got a little hesitant, understandably.
Makes sense. Nobody wants to lose money.
Right, so instead of diving headfirst into these huge deals, they took a step back.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, more like a strategic pause.
What were they doing during this pause?
They focused on smaller stakes, acquisitions within their existing portfolios, things like that.
So, riding out the storm.
You got it.
But this can't last forever, can it?
Nope, not at all. All that investment energy has got to go somewhere.
So, what happens when the dam breaks, so to speak?
Well, as we move into 2025, the M&A market, it's opening up.
Okay, things are picking back up.
Exactly, and that means this mountain of dry powder, it's about to be unleashed.
A flood of investment.
And maybe even faster than we thought.
Wow, so let's picture this flood hitting the market. What happens next?
Well, first, we'll probably see a surge in what are called secondaries.
Secondary.
Basically, private equity firms trading companies amongst themselves.
Like a high-stakes game of hot potato.
Aha, sort of. But it's a way to free up resources for new investments.
Interesting. So what else happens?
And with strong performance expected, they're going to want to raise even more capital.
I see. The cycle keeps going.
Exactly. It's a cycle that feeds itself.
Now, this is something I think our listeners should really pay attention to.
What's that?
We're seeing smaller funds popping up.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about those.
And they're aiming for what they call lower middle market.
Right, less about the billion-dollar deals.
Exactly. Think of the initial investments from like 5 to 15 million pounds.
So smaller businesses are finally getting a shot at this whole private equity thing.
That's the idea. It really opens up a whole new world for companies who may not have considered private equity before.
Right, and those smaller players, they shake things up a bit.
How so?
Well, they often focus on very niche industries, or very specific growth strategies.
It creates more diversity in the investment world.
Exactly, and that can be good for everyone, both businesses and investors looking for something a little different.
So if we take a step back and look at the big picture here.
All right, let's see.
We have this massive amount of dry powder about to enter the market.
Yeah.
Which could completely reshape various industries.
And even the entire economy, potentially.
The million-dollar question is, who are the hottest targets for these firms, both big and small?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it? Trying to predict that is like
trying to predict the weather 6 months out.
Exactly. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
This surge of investment is going to create opportunities and challenges across the board.
That makes sense.
And it's not just going to be contained to the financial world.
That's a great point. This is about real-world impact. We're talking businesses, jobs, entire industries potentially being reshaped.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with a question to ponder.
All right, hit me.
With all this dry powder about to be unleashed, how do you think it'll change the world around you?
That's a good one.
What trends should we be watching? What opportunities might pop up, even right in your own backyard?
It's definitely something to think about.
It is. Thanks for joining me today for this deep dive.
My pleasure. It's been fascinating.
Thinking of exiting your business or taking on a private equity partner to help you grow faster? BizNexus has you covered. Tap into our network of thousands of best-fit investors, acquirers, and proven M&A advisors, and we'll help you begin the relationship confidentially on your terms, your timeline. Learn more at biznexus.com.